tip number 21 is about nutrition. So the next 5 tips are going to be about nutrition, and it does come with a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutrition expert, I'm not a personal trainer, I've said before I'm not a counsellor, but these are just tips for normal people to follow along that have worked. They've certainly worked for me and Marsha, and I hope they're going to work for you. These tips really about not being closed-minded. I remember 5 years ago I wouldn't have tried half of this stuff that I'm trying now, but it does work so long as you stick with it. So tip number 21, and the first in a series of 5 nutrition-based tips, is about intermittent fasting. Now, you may have heard of this, you may be doing this, you may even be doing this without realizing you're doing it, but this is trying to keep your eating window down to a shorter period of time. So instead of waking up and having breakfast immediately at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and then snacking on a night or eating supper and then going to bed, try and shrink this down as much as you can. Now, I used to think that skipping breakfast were for lazy people, and you needed, you know, that first meal a day to kickstart your metabolism, or you needed it to because you were going to train, but that's not the truth, and your body does adjust, but it does take time. So it is a focused window where you will eat. You don't have to do it every day. I don't do it every day, but at least 4 or 5 days a week I'll try and shrink this window down to a sort of 8 or 10 hour window, meaning I'll purposefully skip breakfast. I'll have like a brunch at maybe 11 o'clock, and then I'll eat normally and try and snack a lot less. So if you just narrow this window down, and if you can imagine your body as a sort of machine, and yes, I know one school of thought says you've got to keep fueling the machine right from the word go, but you're keeping this machine working all the time. So from 6 a.m. in the morning, your digestive system is just working and working and working and working. You know, you'll snack at some points all the time. You're snacking on things. Gets to lunch, then you'll have a big lunch, then you'll snack in an afternoon, then you'll have your dinner, then you may even have supper, and then you'll go to bed. Well, it's trying to shrink this down. Give it 7 days, just see what it does for you. As well as cutting out all the junk, which is fairly obvious, it's trying to shrink this down into a window. See what you think of it. Try it for 7 days. I used it, and I were a big skeptic in intermittent fasting. I did scoff at it at first, but it really does work. And if you take it with one of the other tips we're going to get to, which is drinking enough water in the morning, yes, you'll feel hungry for the first couple of days, but that'll subside. Half of that feeling is your body needing fluid rather than food, but listen to your body, try it out and tell me what you think, and then join me for tomorrow for tip 22. I'll see you then.